I've been producing for 8 years now. I've made thousands of presets, sounds, drums, samples, whatever you want. And I've released 5 sound kits. In the next 9 or 10 minutes, I will tell you how to get 10x better at sound design. Those are 7 things I wish I knew when I was just starting out and I didn't know what I was doing. And yeah, let's get the first thing out of the way. You are overcomplicating. You're overcomplicating the process and you're making sounds that are too complicated. Most of the time you're just much better off using basic wavetables, basic sounds, just because it will speed up your learning process and you will learn how to make simple sounds sound good. And trust me, it's very important. And now this may sound a bit controversial, but I think you should get good at copying others. Like, we all know some songs or sounds that just scratch our brain, right? And that's what you should try to remake. Think what song has caught your ear recently and just get the stems for this song and try to remake the sound that you like. Just by switching between the stems and the synth you are using, try to recreate the sound you want, because it's probably gonna teach you much more about the style you are going for than any tutorial you can find on the internet. And yeah, just copying people you admire is the best way to learn anything, and this rule also applies to sound design and music production. Just copy the artist you like, make similar sounds to the ones that just sound right to you, and yeah, this will teach you a lot about the style you are going for. And now the next tip is kinda more technical. So try using more noise. Noise will just emphasize what your sound is about. Maybe I'm gonna explain better when I have an actual example. So yeah, as you can see here, we have a pretty short, plucky sound. And what you can do to make this sound more interesting and to add some texture to it is just add some noise. In my example, it's just basic white noise. Make the envelope really short like this and link it to the level of the noise. And what this does, it just adds this little click transient at the beginning of your sound. So when you are making a pluck or a bass, it will add additional attack to the sound. Or the other way, if you are making sound that is long on the other hand, like a Reese bass or a pad, you can add some noise here and just distort the sound with the noise, and it will bring the texture in the sound really well. And this is how we create deep sounds that actually are unique and interesting. And the fourth point is kinda connected to the last one, but more about this later. The fourth point is just layers. Layer everything. This is how we make unique sounds that can't be found in some random pack for Serum. But what's important here, don't just layer two random sounds, or what's even worse, two sounds that are exactly the same. Layer sounds that complement each other. For example, I often layer a short sub with a more distorted top of the bass, and I kinda get the good of both sounds. So yeah, layer and layer everything, but do it smart. And now something that most producers forget about, or they don't even think about it. Make your presets alive. And what I mean by that is, I think you should use macros, mod wheels, and LFOs and automations to their fullest potential. Make your sounds and make your tracks more interesting by automating whatever you can, like effects or parameters of the sounds in Serum, or even just volume. It's gonna be much more interesting and your track is gonna be much more alive, and it will keep the listener kinda engaged. And a bonus technique while we are talking about macros, what I like to do is link a lot of parameters to one macro to kinda create a different version of the sound. Like in this example, we have this complex, weird synth lead, and when I turn this macro, it now becomes a simple version of the same sound. So yeah, that's something that you can keep in mind. Use macros to create different versions, different variations of the same sound. And while we are already talking about effects, don't add them too quickly. Focus on the basics first. Choosing the right wavetables, tuning the oscillators, nailing down the envelope and the levels between different oscillators. Basically just build the sound from ground up. make sure that like the core of the sound is actually good before you start covering it up with distortion, reverb, delay and other effects. Because if you do that, if you cover up bad sound with a bunch of effects, it's actually noticeable. Trust me, been there, done that. And yeah, now the final thing, keep it simple to make it complex. What do I really mean by that? Well, you remember when I told you that you are overcomplicating? Yeah, I think you should keep the individual elements fairly simple and clean to then layer them together to make actually deep, interesting sounds. It's just much easier and sounds much better when you layer two simple sounds to create something more complex than when you are trying to layer two very complex sounds that just clash with each other. So yeah, just keep the individual sounds simple because it's gonna allow you to make more interesting and full sounds later on when you are layering them. And yeah, those were the 7 things I wanted to share with you. Let me know if it helps you in any way, or maybe you knew it all already and this video was just a waste of time. In this case, I'm sorry. I just thought that I'm gonna share this because I'm working on a sound kit right now, and those are some of the thoughts that I had while making the presets for it. So yeah, let me know if you like this kind of content, more educational videos, because I think I can share a thing or two from my experience. If you like the video, check out the first link in the description and see you in the next one.